Good afternoon, Storm fans. It is a windy and warm Saturday afternoon here at Dickman Field as Storm is hosting the Cologne Cardinals for game one of this two-game series with this wild card weekend part two here in the DBL. I'll have the starting lineups for both teams as soon as I get them. So enjoy a little pregame throw around, and I'll be back with you as soon as I can. And welcome back live here from Dickman Field. Lineup cards have been issued, so I will read those out to you in just a moment. Alrighty, as the managers are meeting at the plate with the umpires, I'll read off the starting lineup for the visiting Cologne Cardinals. Batting leadoff and playing center field, number 10, Niklas Piontek. Batting second, playing third base, number 5, Vincent Arons. Batting third, playing first base, number 3, Moritz Jodicke. Batting cleanup, playing right field, number 14, Simon Kimes. Batting fifth, playing left field, number 48, Christopher Goebel. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 9, Paul Statler. Batting seventh, second baseman, number 13, Lutz Nigenbauer. The DH, batting eighth, is number 28, Jacob Bolt. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Carl Wenzel. Starting pitcher for the visiting Cologne Cardinals will be number 18, Nicholas Gilbert. And now your starting lineup for your Hünstetten Storm. Batting leadoff and playing center field, number 19, Diego Mendoza. Batting second, playing third base, number 2, Jake McKenzie. Batting third, playing shortstop, number 8, Augustine Teixeira. Batting cleanup, second baseman, number 99, Daniel Martins. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 18, Tobias Glimmerud. Batting sixth, our catcher, number 22, Douglas Yoakum. In left field this afternoon, number 31, Phil Meyer. Right field, number 42, Javier Montero. And our DH for this afternoon, number 38, Callum Modem. Starting pitcher for this afternoon will be number 12, Sebastian Morales. Lineup cards have been traded. Storm is taking the field to get the pregame throw around started. It is a bit windy this afternoon here at Dickman Field. I've seen the wind blowing from home out to, I would say, the third base side, but now it has switched and the wind is blowing directly in from right field to see how it actually affects everything once the game is underway. Currently, game time temperature is 30 degrees Celsius here, and not expecting anything in the way of clouds or anything else. It should be a bright and sunny July afternoon for baseball. The chat room is open. If anyone feels like sending us a message, we always welcome those tuning in live on Storm TV. So if you wish to actually send us a question, make a comment, please keep it clean. No arguing in the chat, please. So, looks as if, yes, Morales has finished with his warm-up tosses. Stepping up to the right-handed batter's box, batting leadoff this afternoon is the center fielder, number 10, Nicholas Piontek for the Cologne Cardinals. Home plate umpire has issued play. First pitch just misses zone, ball 1. Second pitch a little bit low and outside, ball 2. On deck for the Cardinals is the third baseman, number 5, Vincent Arons. The 2-0 pitch is in there on the inside. Strike 1 called. It's a swing and a chopper foul down the third base side. Fielded by the Cardinals third base coach. Tosses it back to Sebastian Morales. It was 2 balls, no strike, and is now quickly a 2-2 count on the leadoff batter. And the 2-2 pitch is hit for a leadoff single into left field. Now with 1 on and no outs comes to bat the Third baseman for the Cardinals, Vincent Arenas. It is wild card weekend. We here at Storm did not play last weekend as we had the weekend free. Cardinals played at the Dortmund Wanderers, where they won both games. First pitch swinging is a high pop-up, playable for Jake McKenzie, who makes the catch in foul territory for out number 1. McKenzie had a read on that as soon as it left the bat of Audens. Now coming up to bat is the first baseman, number 3, Moritz Jodicke. The right-hander is getting into the batter's box. Morales with a quick check over at first base. Runner's not going. Pitch is in there for a called strike. Ooh, quick pickoff move, but Piontek is back in there with a head-first dive just before the ball is thrown over. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Piontek taking a one-step lead off of first, but not making. Oh, he's dancing now, trying to get. Time is called by the catcher. It is a very nice mid-July weekend here in Hünstetten. Fields are being plowed since we do play in amongst farm fields. Jodicke with a one-out single moves Piontek over to third. Now there's runners at the corners and one out for the right fielder, number 14, Simon Keims. First pitch to the left-hander is outside, ball 1. Crowd is slowly filing their way in here to Dickman Field. Pitch out, throw behind the runner at third, who was dancing a little too far off, but able to get back in time as Jake McKenzie makes the tag. That's ball 3, as the umpire says it was inside. And it is a 4-pitch walk to load the bases for the left fielder, number 48, Christopher Goebel. The right-handed Goebel stepping up now with teammates at all the bases and only one out here to start the game. Morales has a sign. First pitch is in there for called strike. It is a pop foul back behind the press box here into what was a wheat field, but it has been harvested, so any ball that goes back there will be easy to find whenever the young ones actually go running after it. It's a 0-2 count. Now on Goebel. Morales' 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout here in a bases loaded situation to start the game. Now it's 2 away. Brings up the catcher, number 9, Paul Statler. Wind is picking up. It's actually blowing directly in from right field. Bases loaded, 2 away. Statler up to bat. First pitch high and inside, ball 1. Ball catches a corner on the outside. It's 1-1 count now on Statler as the home plate umpire gave the called strike. Fouled away into the former wheat field for a 1-ball, 2-strike count now with 2 outs. On deck is the second baseman, Nigenauber, excuse me. Pitch little 2 inside, now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners at every base. Here to start the top of the first inning. Ooh, does not catch top of zone. It's now full count on Statler. Runners going. Swing and a pop out to right field to end the first inning. Getting out of a bases loaded jam, Sebastian Morales was able to get 2 outs with bases loaded. And that takes us into the middle of the first inning, still scoreless. Going into the bottom of the first, it'll be Mendoza, McKenzie, and Tishar, the 1-2-3, leading off here for the Storm in the home half of the first inning. Sebastian Morales was able to work out of a bases-loaded situation to end the top of the first scoreless. Great pitching and fielding by Storm in that inning. Nicholas Gilbert has his warm-up tosses. Home plate umpire has issued play ball, and stepping into the left-handed batter's box is our center fielder, number 19, Diego Mendoza. Mendoza, first pitch swinging, pops the ball out of play down the third base line to lead off the game. Swinging at the 0-1, fouls it down the first base side. Quickly, Mendoza is in the hole, 0-2. O2 pitch really inside, ball one. Popped out of play. Keeps the at-bat alive. And it's a swinging chopper to the first baseman who takes it himself for out number one. Now coming up to bat, our starting third baseman, number 2, Jake McKenzie. First pitch swinging and is fouled out of play into the field. That's over behind the visitors' dugout. Next pitch is inside, ball one. It's now 2 balls, 1 strike to McKenzie. On deck is Augustine Teixeira. And that is a 1-out single for McKenzie. Jake McKenzie with a nice 1-out single into left field brings up Augustine Teixeira. On deck for Storm is Daniel Martins. McKenzie dancing way off of first base, but did not draw the attention of the pitcher. Gobert's first pitch to Teixeira was in there for a called strike. Oh, Gobert's next pitch catches the low outside zone for a called strike 2. That's high for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at first. And that ball is fouled down the right field line and out of play. The bat stays at live for Teixeira. And that is a called strike 3 looking on the outside. Teixeira is not happy at all with the outside strike zone. Now coming up to bat with 2 outs, runner at first is Daniel Martins. First pitch to Martins, low and inside, strike one. Danny looking back at the umpire, asking if that's the lowest of the zone, but we'll see what happens. Next pitch high, and McKenzie caught him sleeping. Jake McKenzie with a stolen base. McKenzie saw the second baseman was nowhere near second base and decided to take off. Outside, ball two. I'd like to welcome all of you who are tuning in live on Storm TV. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. It's high, ball three. If Daniel Martin is able to get on base here, it will be Tobias Glimmerud who's on deck. 3-1 pitch swung on and miss, full count. Outside, ball four. That's a 2-out walk issued. And that brings up to bat our starting first baseman, number 18, Tobias Glimmerud. Left-handed Glimmerud is in the left-handed batter's box now, waiting on this first pitch from Gobert. Swing in a foul. Strike one. Way inside. Almost got Glimmerud on his shoulder. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Runners at first and second base. Douglas Yoakum is on deck. Right down the middle for a called strike two. The 1-2 pitch, Glimmerud swung on a miss on the inside, and it's a strikeout swinging to end the inning. Storm's able to get runners at first and second base, but could not bring home the runner at second. We go into the top of the second inning, still scoreless. Going into the top of the second inning, still scoreless. Morales' first pitch to Niggenbauer is outside for a ball. It'll be Niggenbauer, Bolt, and Wenzel. That's the 1-2-3 for this inning. Niggenbauer with a hit to shallow center field. It was unfortunately it was trapped by Mendoza instead of being caught. So it is a leadoff single unless the scorer issues it as an error, but I think it won't be an error. That looked rather difficult as Mendoza had to come in quite a ways. So now it's about is Bolt, second baseman. First pitch is skipped up to Yoakum behind the plate. Yoakum had the thought of actually throwing to first to catch Niggenbauer from sleeping, as it were, but he was able to make it back before a throw could be issued. Ball outside, 2 balls, no strikes. To Bolt. Bolt is the DH this afternoon. Apologies, I said he was playing second. Bolt doesn't play second. Inside, ball 3. But the 3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike. Niggenbauer leading off of first, thinking about running. But Morales' 3-1 pitch is a little too inside, so it is a walk. Puts runners at first and second. And that brings up the Hünstetten product, Carl Wenzel. Wenzel, the starting shortstop this afternoon for the Cardinals. Played quite a bit with a few of our Storm team members, including Phil Meyer. First pitch, wild pitch, goes completely to the backstop, moving the runners up 90 feet. So with runners in scoring position, no outs, Wenzel has a 1-ball, no strike count. And it's a high pop-up, but playable behind home plate. And caught by Yoakum for out number 1. That takes us back to the top of the lineup with Nicholas Piontek. Piontek batting with runners in scoring position, 1 out here in the top of the second inning. First pitch from Morales. Swing and a miss, strike 1. As I said, I want to welcome everyone who's tuning in live on Storm TV. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Again, Morales' pitch is in the dirt and goes past the catcher. Runner from third comes in. So Niggenbauer is able to come around after his single and has scored the first run of the game. It's now 1-0 Cardinals as Piontek is back in the box. Ooh, does not catch zone. And first base umpire says no, he did not go around on that check swing. Didn't think he went around. I will have to say I didn't. My personal opinion, he didn't go around. Yes, I'm aware that the image keeps freezing. We don't know what's going on except for it's quite hot here. It is now 3 balls, 1 strike to Piontek. We've been dealing with internet issues here in Hünstetten for the past few home games. I thought everything was working out, but it's apparently still bothering us. It is a ball, puts runners at the corners with 1 out. And up to bat now is Vincent Onens. Left-hander is in the box, waiting for his pitch, the pitch from Morales. Pitch catches zone for a called strike. Onens checked back with the home plate umpire to see if that actually was the top of the zone, I guess. A step off as Piontek himself was dancing a little too far off of first, but he was able to quickly spin around and go back as Morales did step off. But Piontek is able to steal second on the next pitch as both Daniel Martins and Augustine Teixeira were playing off the base, and Joachim had no one to throw to. Morales' next pitch is a little too low and inside. Ball 2. And that's a swing and a foul at the plate, back to the backstop. It's now 2-2 count to Vincent Onens. Runners in scoring position. 1 run has already come across for the Cardinals. Juli in the on-deck circle had to fetch the ball that went to the backstop. Another step off on the 2-2. Morales is aware of the runners wanting to advance, but he's keeping them where they need to be. Now the 2-2 from Morales. Outside in the dirt for ball 3. Full count now for Vincent Onens with first base open. As I said, Juli is on deck. Now the 3-2 pitch. It is a chopper to short. Runner will come home as the out is recorded at first. So Bolt comes in from third base on the fielder's choice. Throws over. Teixeira threw over to get the out at first. Moves the runners over. Piontek is now at third base with 2 away for Juli. And Juli's first pitch swinging. It's a high pop-up and caught in right field for out number 3. Well, 2 runs have come across here in the top of the second inning for the Cardinals. We go to the middle of the second. Storm down 2-0. And we're back in the bottom of the second inning. It will be Yoakum, Meyer, and Montero. The 1-2-3 for Storm. First pitch to Yoakum is a called strike. But the 0-1 pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. So it's a 1-1 count to lead off the second inning for Douglas Yoakum. Yoakum swings and misses at the next pitch. So it is now 1 ball, 2 strikes for Yoakum. On deck is Phil Meyer. And Yoakum sends the 1-2 pitch to center field for a leadoff single. And that brings up Phil Meyer, our left fielder this afternoon. First pitch to Meyer is low for ball 1. And Meyer bunts the ball, unfortunately, the wrong direction. Phil is usually bunting fairly accurately. This time it bumped it high into the air and caught by Statler for out number 1. Well, that's unfortunate. That brings up the bat our right fielder, Javier Montero. Yoakum leading off the base. The first pitch Montero sends behind the press box for a foul ball. On deck is our designated hitter, Callan Merrim. Montero is quickly in the hole with no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch is outside for a ball as Nicholas Gilbert was almost falling off the mound with that pitch. When Montero takes the bat off his shoulder and watches a ball go in on the inside, called strike 3. Quickly, there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. And that brings up our designated hitter, Callum Autumn. Wind is picking up, blowing in from right field. First pitch to Marum is high, ball 1. High, ball 2. Marum able to get on base. It will go back to Mendoza at the top of the lineup. Marum has 3 balls, no strikes from Gobert. But the 3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike. The 3-1 pitch catches the outside, apparently, called strike 2. Makes it a full count. Yoakum is going, but it is a foul ball behind the plate. At bat stays alive. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first base. And Marum is able to take the next pitch he sees to right field. It is a 2-out single, moves Douglas Yoakum over to third base. Runners at the corners now for Diego Mendoza. Left-handed Mendoza now getting in the batter's box. Mendoza is able to get on base. It will be Jake McKenzie who is on deck. First pitch to Mendoza is fouled to the screen, strike 1. But the 0-1 pitch is high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners at the corners. Oh, it is a foul ball off of Mendoza's foot. He is hopping around. Hopefully it is not serious. He's feeling that foul ball, that's for sure. Being checked on by first base coach Bruce Carson. A little timeout being given by the home plate umpire as that foul ball was right off of the, I believe, the shin guard, but he says he's okay. He's back in the batter's box. It's a 1 ball, 2 strike count with 2 outs. Mendoza with a foul ball down the first base line. Keeps the at-bat going. Might have a visitor in the broadcast booth in the next inning as the one and only Chris Higgins is here. It is a ball hit right to second base, throws over for out number 3. Once again, Storm have runners in scoring position, unfortunately not able to bring them home. Going into the top of the third inning, still down 2-0. Going back into the top of the third inning, Storm down 2-0. It will be Kimes, Goebel, and Statler for the Cardinals. Sebastian Morales has his warm-up tosses, and Kimes is stepping into the left-handed batter's box. He's first pitch swinging, foul, out of play behind the Storm dugout. As I said, when we were in the second inning, we joined by a guest here. Very rarely do we have a guest in the booth, but the one, the only Chris Higgins is joining us. Chris, how are you doing?
Good. Schönen guten Tag an alle, die gucken. Hi, everybody who's watching. Hope you're enjoying the game. Hope dass ihr Spaß habt.
It is a high pop-up and caught for out number 1 as Jake McKenzie makes the catch behind third base.
That was the second foul ball that Jake had to chase from a lefty. The wind's just taking it away from him. A lot of distance to cover. So
yeah, the wind is a factor. Wind is blowing in from right field directly in. So now up to bat is Goebel, and he is hit apparently. It looked like it hit the bat. Home plate umpire said no, it hit him. It is a 1-out hit by a pitch, puts a runner at first base. So, Chris, how are you doing? How is everything?
Well, the weather's kicking in. It's hot, but we're enjoying the weather at the time. Hopefully it'll cool down some. All the players out there are constantly drinking, and unfortunately we don't have a hydration pause like soccer does. So,
well, that is true. The only hydration break they get is when they're in the dugout. Up to bat now is the catcher, Statler. Statler batting with a 1-out, but runner going from second, and he is out. Douglas Yoakum with a perfect throw to Danny Martins. It's quickly 2 outs.
What a perfect pick. The pop and everything was on time. Nice play from the second baseman and from the catcher.
And it was a called strike on that pitch. It is a 0-1 pitch on its way. Throws behind the batter. Statler barely moved his head out of the way, but fortunately, he didn't catch the ball in the ear. So, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs.
Score is still 2-0.
Pitch is low and outside. Ball 2. Wind is changing quite often here at Dickman Field, but we have no trees or anything to block the wind. Once again, throws behind the head of the runner. I don't believe that Morales is really wanting to hit another batter, but it seems to be either slipping out of his hand or the wind is pushing it a little bit.
With the sweat going on and everything, it's a little bit hard to control. But we'll see how he goes. Next pitch.
Next pitch does not catch zone according to the home plate umpire. It is a 2-out walk. And that brings up to bat number 13, the second baseman, Lutz Niggenbauer. Niggenbauer is 1 for 1 currently on the afternoon. First pitch he sees in the third inning, catches the top of the zone, strike 1. He gets on base. It will be Bolt who is on deck. The 0-1 bounces off the plate in front of Yoakum and goes to the backstop. And Statler's able to make his way all the way to second on that we'll see how they score it, if it's a wild pitch or if it's just a pass ball. But it looked like it hit right off the plate and jumped all the way over Yoakum. Well, Chris, you know quite a few of these players personally as you've coached them from when they were little, making their way all the way now to the DBL. Oh, it is a chopper to Daniel Martins. Fields cleanly, fires cleanly, and out number 3 recorded.
Good play to stop the inning and shut it down, keeping it at 2-0. They left a runner on base at third. Also ein bisschen Deutsch für euch, falls ihr das nicht verstanden habt. Das war ein Schlag in Richtung zweite Baseman. Der hat das dritte ausgemacht auf First Base. Der Läufer ist in Richtung Third Base. Im Endeffekt haben die einen Mann auf die Bases gelassen für den drittes Out. Und jetzt kommt der Storm wieder am Schlag. Wir gucken mal, wer dran ist. Der James wird das dann sagen, weil die Namen vergesse ich halt immer. I forget all the names, sorry.
Yeah. Well, vielen Dank, Chris. So going into the middle of the third inning, Storm down 2-0. Going into the bottom of the third inning, Storm down 2-0. I'm joined by Chris Higgins here live in the booth. It'll be Jake McKenzie, Augustine Teixeira, and Daniel Martins, the 1-2-3 for this Storm half inning. And the first pitch to McKenzie in the dirt, ball 1. So, Chris, I said in the last half inning that you know quite a few of these Storm players personally as you coach them.
Yeah, well, let me think. Douglas Jochum and Oliver Jochum and Phil Meyer. are the only three that actually started with Hünstetten and went all the way up in for another ball.
It is 3 balls, no strikes to lead off this inning for McKenzie. So you had both Douglas and Oliver Yoakum and Phil Meyer.
Got to watch him grow up
And sorry about that. Jake McKenzie knew that ball was going to be inside and just stepped out of the box really before the pitch came and took a 4-pitch walk to start the 3rd inning. Up to bat now is our starting shortstop, number 8, Augustine Teixeira. Now, there's another product on the field that you might know. The starting shortstop for the Cardinals, Carl Wenzel.
Yeah. Carl Wenzel started.
Oh, that is a pitch that goes inside and away from the catcher, and McKenzie is able to take the base. He steals second as the ball gets away from the catcher, and it was inside. So ball 1 on Teixeira. Sorry about that.
Carl was the only one who I didn't get to coach, but his brother Paul and Max were both with me up until we went into the Landesliga, and then at that time, Carl was the youngest.
It was a swing and a miss on a pitch outside for strike 1. So you didn't have Carl, but you had the brothers.
Yes, and then good. Now all the little kids that I knew then are big men, and I have to look up to them.
Well, I know how that is with my own son being almost as tall as I am now. 1 ball, 1 strike, runner at second, and it is a ball that carries just out of play down the right field line. Strike 2. Long strike 2.
Our groundskeeper's complaining because we don't have any kids here to go chase the balls at the moment. They're all on vacation somewhere. Also all die kleinen Kinder sind in Ferien. Wir haben keine, die den Ball jagt im Moment. Also muss man langsam Bälle wieder sammeln.
Yeah. Wind blowing directly in. Low ball outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runner at second base. Wind is pushing in from right field pretty strong, so it'll take quite a strong hit to send it out of the field. Oh, just foul. Teixeira slapped a ball very sharply down the first base line, but was fouled just before the bag. Keeps the at bat alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Or 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second. On deck is Danny Martins.
That's another one I've known now. Danny, I've known for going on 5 years. He was one of the first people that we had to.
It is a Teixeira with a chopper fielded by the shortstop, throws over for out number 1 as Jake McKenzie able to make it to third base. So now up to bat is Danny Martins, who you've known for a few years now.
Going, I believe 3 to 5 years we've known each other. A very good baseball player, a super person. Yeah, that was a nice play by them. Advance our runner to third, so we now have a runner in scoring position. Man auf dritte Base in den Platz, vielleicht eine Punkt zu bekommen für Storm.
So first pitch, Danny Martins is low and in the dirt. Ball 1. Yes, Danny Martins, he started the season off as a pitcher, had some issues with his throwing shoulder, and has shifted over to second base. He is, like Phil Martin, a multi-positional player, like several of our players. It is a check swing fielded by the second baseman. Throws over for out number 1, but Jake McKenzie is able to score on the sacrifice check swing hit, bunt? How would you call that, Chris?
It's called a check swing hit. In that sense, it's just he protected the plate from the pitch, but it also advanced our runners, and now we go up 2-1 with Storm still working.
Yeah, 2-1, 2 outs now, and up to bat is Tobias Glimmerud. First pitch, Glimmerud around his knees for a ball.
I changed his name to Toby the Swede. It just happened to fit. So.
Yeah, Glimmerud is a Swedish import. We've been lucky to have him this season. It is now 2 balls, no strikes to Glimmerud. On deck is Douglas Yoakum. The 2-0 pitch is right down the pipe for a called strike. Limerud was taking all the way. It is still a hot one here. Oh, sends a liner, screaming liner, directly to the second baseman for out number 3. So the third out is recorded, but Storm brings a runner home, cuts the lead in half. Going into the top of the 4th, it is Cardinals 2, Storm 1. And we're back going into the top of the 4th inning. Storm down 2-1. Cardinals will send up Bolt, Wenzel, and Piontek. That'll be the 1, 2, 3 in this top of the 4th. Sebastian Morales sitting on 55 pitches so far in the game here. Not doing too badly. He's able to pitch out of some jams here, getting out of that first inning.
11 pitches per inning is okay.
Well, not bad at all. Also, getting out of a bases loaded situation without giving up a score was actually very good. Very good, especially for a young pitcher who has on occasion struggled when he had bases on runners on base.
He's been struggling during the season, but he's finally found his momentum, and when he's in his groove, he's right there. Today he's in his groove. He's working well. Like I said, 11 pitches in an inning is really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like it's now 2 balls, no strikes. The second ball slipped out of his fingers. It looks like he's having some grip control issues as it is a warm afternoon here in Hünstetten. The third pitch is sent flying high into right field, but caught by by Montero for out number 1. And with the first out recorded, it sends up Carl Wenzel. Carl is 0 for 1 so far in the young afternoon. Wenzel gets on base, Carl Wenzel is the second batter of the inning. Piontek is on deck. First pitch to Wenzel is in the dirt. Ball 1.
Carl's one of the only people that we would allow to quote unquote have a hit just because he's a prior player from Storm. But no, just joking. No, we don't.
Right. He is a local. We love having him come back when the Cardinals do play here. And it's always great having some of our former locals as he swings, and it is caught by a diving Augustine Teixeira. And
if you did not see that play, you missed it. That was a line shot dropping shortly with a diving catch from the shortstop. Nice.
Unfortunately, could not switch the camera fast enough, as that was a screaming rocket off the back of Wenzel, but caught by Teixeira for out number 2. And that brings up Nicholas Piontek, and Piontek looks at ball 1. Morales taking a bit, looking at the ball, trying to see where his grip is. And Piontek skies it high, but caught on a running catch by Diego Mendoza in center. This was the first 3-up, 3-down inning for Storm this afternoon. Sends us into the middle of the 4th inning. Storm down 2-1.
So, real quick Shoutout, ganz kurzer Schrei. Falls ihr Hunger habt, es ist schon bestätigt von verschiedenen Mannschaften, der Storm hat die beste Burgers in der Nordliga vom DBL. Also kommt vorbei, probier's mal. Werdet ihr gucken. Storm Burgers. For everybody that didn't understand that, we have been told that we have the best burgers in the league, in the Northern League from DBL. So they all want to come and try them. Come down, tell our local guy, Christian, he's the Burgermeister. We'll call him that. No, not the mayor, but the Burgermeister. He will fix you right up down there. Quick shout out to Erica Meyer, also downstairs working in this heat. Come out, enjoy the game.
Thank you, Chris. We have been told, visiting teams have come here, and visiting fans have also told us that we do have some of the best food in the league. And early in the season, when the fields are yellow with the raps flowers, we do have one of the better views. Now, coming up to bat for your Hünstetten Storm, it will be Douglas Yoakum, Phil Meyer, and Javier Montero. Yoakum's first pitch swinging at a ball that was just out of his reach, and is a swinging strike 1. The players do line up after the game for burgers. Next pitch is in the dirt for a ball. So that means that Morales is not the only pitcher having some issues with keeping a grip on the ball, as it did look like Gobert really lost his grip on that pitch.
Your hands get so sweaty so quick, and that leather it's just like a rubber switch ball.
Yoakum with a ball right off the end of his bat, and it goes into the former wheat field. And yes, there's not too many kids here this afternoon, but there are quite a few adults, and the one child I do see near the wheat field is going after it, so it doesn't have to worry about getting lost. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It is a swing and a miss. Yoakum looks like he's not too happy with himself on that one, as a swinging strikeout to start the home half of the 4th inning.
His curveball has been working for him as he's been up there. That's one of the things he was trying to catch them all on, or it's either a curveball or it's an off speed that he's catching them on out on the outside corners.
Yeah, coming up to bat now is Phil Meyer. Phil 0 for 1 on a bunt he would like to have back, but it is a single in front of the center fielder, as Phil Meyer is able to drop a 1-out single. And with that 1-out single, brings up to bat our right fielder, Javier Montero. Now, Phil Meyer is pretty much a multi-tool here in Hünstetten. He pitches, he catches, he plays every position, and today he's in left field again. How was he when you coached him?
Phil has always been a moldy player, somebody that a utility player, so to say. He can be put anywhere and anything. His love for the game allows him to be able to do that. That was a nice little single chopper, moving the man up to second base.
Yeah, Montero went first pitch swinging and just chopped the ball into right field, moves Phil to second base. And that'll bring out the manager for the Cardinals to go talk to his pitcher. Right now, Gilbert is at 68 pitches here going in here in the four, and he's gone three and a third innings, 68 pitches, but he's given up back-to-back singles. So as a manager, it's a good idea to go out and
Calm them down, relax, bleib locker, Baby, alles gut. Ab und zu mal ein paar gute Worte, den Kopf wieder frei zu machen, wieder zurückzukommen. It's the big thing for the coach to go out there is just to calm, hey, relax, take your time, especially in this type of heat and everything. But he's still doing good. 4 innings with 68 pitches is not doing too badly.
no, he's not. He's given up 5 hits, only 1 run, but now with 1 out, runners at second and first is our designated hitter, Callan Marum. Callan with a hit in his first at bat. First pitch he sees, swinging, but misses at a low pitch, strike 1.
Another one of our imports that we're glad to get. Colin is also a moldy player. He's a pitcher. He can utility in other spots. Today he's doing the DHing. So another young man from down under.
He doesn't swing at the pitch in the same place, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Yes, Colin came to us from Australia, where right now it's middle of winter. He fouls the next pitch, so it's a long strike 1 down the first base line and out of play. So going from the Australian summer to the German summer, I imagine he's enjoying having a longer period of warmth to actually play in. Next pitch is lined directly to the second baseman, who throws behind Montero for a quick double play. That ends the inning. Once again, luck is not in Hünstetten's favor, as runner is stranded at second base. Going into the top of the 5th inning, Storm down 2-1.
Well, let's see what the next inning brings, huh?
Yeah. So,
speaking of food and catering, my stomach's rumbling. You need anything?
No, I'm happy as it is, but if you're going to get a Storm burger, please enjoy it for me.
That's for later. I got to save some room for it, so.
Going into the top of the 5th, Storm down 2-1. It will be Vincent Audens, Moritz Judica, and Simon Kimes, the 1-2-3 for the Cardinals in this half inning. Morales is still on the mound for Storm, 62 pitches through 4 innings. Warm-up tosses are over. Coming up to bat now is the third baseman for the Cardinals, number 5, Vincent Audens. Chris Higgins will be back after he does go downstairs and collects something to snack on. Morales' first pitch of the 5th inning bounces off the plate, ball 1. It is a warm afternoon here in Hünstetten. Right now it's around 32 degrees Celsius. No clouds, very warm. Quickly, it is 2 balls, no strikes on Ottens. I do want to welcome everyone who is tuning in live on Storm TV. Welcome all of you. Quickly, it is 3-0. There was some action. Yep, there is action in the Storm bullpen. Can't tell who is warming up, but I believe it is Callum Autumn. So, timeout called as Bill Dickman and Douglas Yoakum go out to the mound to speak with Morales as he is having some issues gripping the ball. Marum is warming up in the bullpen. Marum is a pitcher but can play multiple positions as well. So right now he is our DH on the afternoon. He'd be ideal to slot in as a relief pitcher who can actually hit for himself. Mound visit is over. Manager Bill Dickman is making his way back to the dugout. Now the 3-0 from Morales is out there. It is a 4-pitch walk to start the 5th inning. Coming up to bat now is the first baseman, number 3, Moritz Jodica. On deck is the right fielder, Simon Kimes. The first pitch from Morales to Jodica is up around his head. Morales having some issues with gripping the ball, and it looks like that'll do it. Don't know if it's something going on with a finger or what. From here, it looks like, they're looking at his fingers. He might have either a blister or a torn fingernail. That usually is the injury to a pitcher that causes balls to be thrown like he has thrown. So that'll do it for Morales. 67 pitches on the afternoon with 4 innings of work. Coming in relief will be Colin Marum. On the afternoon, 4 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 1 strikeout, 5 walks issued on 67 pitches for Sebastian Morales. Colin Marum will get his warm-up tosses now. Even though he was in the bullpen warming up, he is allowed to have a few tosses. For Jodica, it is already a 1-ball, no-strike count. Runner at first base. Wind has now shifted. It is blowing in from left field. Home plate umpire says that's enough. Marum is warm. With a 1-ball, no strike count on Vincent Ottens, he now faces a new pitcher in the form of Cologne. Runners going. It is a swing. It is a hit and run play, but the ball goes foul into the wheat field. Runner will have to run back to first as he advanced on the swing. And the little fan is running out after that foul ball. It's a pickoff move. Oh, so close. Otterns just able to get a foot back before the ball got to the glove of Glimmerud. Next pick swinging. Ball driven out to left center. It falls. It splits between the center and left fielder for a double. Yodika with a double, moving the runner to third base. And that'll bring up number 14, Simon Kimes. Kimes batting with no outs, runners in scoring position. On deck is Christopher Goebel. First pitch to Kimes, low and inside, ball one. Next pitch, driven up the middle. 1 run is in. 2 runs in. It is a 2 RBI single for Kimes. It is now 4-1. Still no outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Coming up to bat now is the left fielder, number 48, Christopher Goebel. A quick check of the runner at first. Pitch to Goebel in there for a called strike. But Marm's next pitch is 2 inside. Goebel had to skip out of the way of that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. But swings at the next pitch, skies it high, playable, fielded by Phil Meyer for the first out of the inning. With 1 out, runner at first, brings up the catcher, number 9, Paul Statler. Statler is 0 for 1 with a walk in this afternoon so far, as the wind is picked up and changed direction once again. Marum throws over to try and catch Kimes off of first, but he's able to get back just in time. Statler Hits a ball foul behind the press box here. See an older child. Bit of a joke there, as this grown man has gone out to get the foul ball on his own. Statler is quickly in the hole. It is no balls, 2 strike count. Marham's 0-2 pitch swung on and fouled right over the backstop net, just past the press box. Statler keeps the bat alive with that foul ball. Now with a check, it Kimes at first. Marham's 0-2 pitch on the way. Inside, unfortunately not inside, is Tooman's side. Ball 1. On deck is Niganaber. Another throw over to put Kimes back at the base, as Kimes was leading off by about a step and a half. Marham's 1-2 pitch fouled to the Storm fouled to the Storm dugout, keeps the bat alive. Runner going. Yoakum's ball goes into center field. Runner continues on to third base. Ball from Yoakum it was starting off on target. Unfortunately, it looked like even though the wind is pushing in, it can cause a ball to spin it the wrong way, and it went out into the shallow center, letting Kimes go to third base. Oh, unfortunate again. But the runner does not go. Yoakum threw behind the runner, who was leaning off the bag. But the ball went right past the runner as McKenzie was unable to field it, but it did not go that far away. Runner stays at third. It is now a full count on Statler, who takes ball 4. That was a very long at bat, and Statler won it. With 1 out, runners at the corners, brings up the bat the starting second baseman, number 13, Lutz Niganaber. Niganaber is 1 for 2 on the afternoon with a run. First pitch she sees, called strike. Again, I'd like to welcome everyone who is tuning in live on Storm TV. If you'd like to say anything in the chat, please feel free to do so. I hope the image hasn't been too bad. Runner going. No throw by Yoakum. That was good thinking on Yoakum's part, as the runner at third was also dancing down the line. If he would have thrown the ball to second with 1 out, the runner would have came home from third. Next pitch is fouled just out of play, but keeps the at-bat alive. looks like Nigenauer is going to be asking for another bat. And from my angle, yep, that is a broken bat. The handle was barely hanging on. I think it's quite funny that he didn't ask for a new bat after he fouled that ball away.
It was his favorite bat, that's why.
Chris Higgins is back in the booth with us. And for those of you who couldn't quite catch that, he said it was his favorite bat. That's the reason why Nigenauer didn't want to give it away. Next pitch from Marum is deep inside. Thankfully, didn't catch the jersey, but makes it a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Swing, big strikeout with runners in scoring position for out number 2. That's exactly what Marum needed, as he was dealing with some issues here with a walk, but also a hit. So coming up to bat now is the designated hitter, number 28, Jacob Bolt. Right-hander is ready and waiting. Marum's first pitch, not in zone apparently. Called ball. So Chris, you've come back up here bringing a nice plate of something here. So hopefully the chewing doesn't come through on the microphone. Oh, it is a swing and it is a single. It'll be a 2 RBI single for Bolt as he hits a rocket shot on the ground to left field. Cardinals now lead 6-1 here in the top of the 5th inning with 2 outs. So, unfortunate time to talk about your lunch.
Well, we have 3 specialties here. We have the James special, we have the Bernd special, and we have the Coach Chris special. Right now I'm eating the Bernd special. It's loaded fries with pulled pork, sauteed onions, and barbecue sauce.
Throw over, catch keeps the runner Bolt at first base. And up to bat now with 2 outs and runner at first is Carl Wenzel. Wenzel is 0 for 2 this afternoon. And right now he has a 1-ball, no-strike count as Marum's pitch goes directly under the hands. If Wenzel is able to get on base, we go back to the top of the lineup in the form of Nicholas Piontek. Marum's next pitch is in there on the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Wenzel. Some action here in the DBL. Other games starting this afternoon at 4 o'clock. In Gouting, it is the Indians 3, Stuttgart Reds 5 in the bottom of the 4th inning. That's all the action going on right now. We'll have 2 night games, one in Bonn, one in Paderborn. Marum's pitch called strike. It is now a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Wenzel. Unfortunately, Marum's next pitch is in the dirt, full count. Marum checking the runner at first base. Bolt is going. A swing and a pop foul out of play. Bolt will have to go back to first. Wind is wreaking a little bit of havoc here at Dickman Field, but it's not uncommon for us to have wind here in our area of Germany. Marum is set, throws over. Ooh, just gets back to the bag. Runner at Bolt just avoids the tag. So, Chris, you know this area better than I do. Is it always windy up here?
When Storm first started off, that's one of the biggest reasons we became Storm, because no matter when you're here,
It is a 2-out single by Wenzel. He won the at-bat. It is a line drive single into shallow right field. Now with 2 on, 2 out, comes up the top of the order in the form of Nicholas Piontek. So it is quite windy. We are in the middle of July, so we're not going to see too many storms in the way of thunderstorms. But yes, we do have our own fair share of weather.
It's everybody when they come up here, especially up here. We have no trees blocking anything, so you have the wind coming from every direction here. For the pitchers and for the batters, it's a little bit difficult to concentrate on the ball when it's coming like this.
So Marham's first pitch to Piontek is in the dirt for ball 1. And yes, the wind can affect the movement of the pitches, especially if you have a pitcher who is known for any type of movement, not just fastballs. And we have pitchers on the mound this afternoon who are specialty pitchers. They're not just fastballers. Check swing. Did he go around? No. First base umpire once again says no swing. 2 balls, no strike count to Piontek. What do you think, Chris? Was that a swing?
Well, it looked from here that he broke when across it, but from the umpire's point of view, it was a little bit safe, so to say.
Throw behind the runner. Oh, very lucky that Teixeira was able to snag that ball. But the runner was back in time. Bolt was back at second before, without any type of tag being able to be applied. But thankfully, the ball did not go into center field.
The pick attempt was on time, and it was just a little bit off to the right side.
Now 3 balls, no strikes to Piontek as Marham's pitch was low and outside. So we'll have to see here if he has the green light to swing on 3-0 or if he'll take a pitch. .30 on its way, and it is in there for a called strike. And it was a legitimate strike as it was right down the middle. Though Piontek was already taking his bat off to start walking.
He was seeing the walk before they even got there. 90% of the people will not swing at a 3-0, but
he swings at this pitch, and it is a foul ball out of play.
Full count.
Yeah, it is a full count with 2 outs, 2 runners on. If Piontek's able to get on base, Vincent Arenas is on deck. Ball 4, as it was out of zone, apparently. And with that, home plate umpire quickly called time to run over. I thought he was needing some water or something was going on, but no, he needed a fresh delivery of balls.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there's so many balls that are going foul, like I said. With this wind, it's just taking the ball left and right from the foul lines. Also der Wind hier ist im Moment sehr stark, kommt von jede Richtung und für die Batters ist es sehr schwer, die Bälle in den Feld zu halten. Daher springt es ständig links und rechts.
Well, so Piontek on base. Vincent Arons sends the next pitch up the middle. It is a bases clearing RBI triple from Arons. It takes the Cardinals lead up to 9. It is now 9-1 Cardinals. With 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. After that 2 out, 3 RBI triple by Arons, it is now Moritz Yodica up to bat. That hit by by Arons was not what Storm was needing. Unfortunately, wasn't able to actually keep it on the infield and get that 3rd out. Marham's pitch a little inside. Thankfully, he didn't hit Yotica. He was able to spin out of the way.
What I really like about his pitching is that he's constantly using the corners. The corners are one of the spots that are constantly hard to call, but if you can work the corners like he's been working most of the time, he's getting them in there. So we can only hope.
Is a chopper foul. 2 balls, 1 strike count now on Yotica. Kimes is on deck. Did the teammate thing of standing the bat up, waiting for Yotica to come back. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the top of the 5th inning. And a high pop-up is caught for out number 3. Unfortunately, the damage is done. A very large crooked number put up on the board by the Cardinals. 7 runners come across in this top half of the inning. We go into the middle of the 5th inning. Storm down 9-1. As we will be the top of the order for the Storm. Diego Mendoza, Jake McKenzie, and Augustine Teixeira, the 1-2-3 for this home half of the 5th inning. A little scoring update in Gouting. It is now tied 5-5 in the bottom of the 4th inning. That's the only update I have for you, as it's the only other game we have going on this afternoon. Well, good catch is being made on the field to end the inning. And whoa, hello. A quick pitch from Gobert as Mendoza's showing bunt, but he pulls the bat back, and the ball nearly hits him on the pitch. It is now 2 balls, no strikes, as the next pitch is high and out of the zone. But the 2-0 pitch is in there for a called strike. For a hot mid-July afternoon, it is a nice crowd here at Dickman Field. It is now 3 balls and 1 strike as the ball bounces away from the batter.
So an die Zuschauer, falls ihr Fragen habt, schreibt mal ruhig hin. Wir geben uns Mühe, den Fragen zu beantworten. Auch wenn ihr es in Deutsch haben wollt, das ist auch kein Problem.
And it is a leadoff single for Mendoza as he hits a line drive into right field to lead off the 5th inning. And that'll bring up to bat our third baseman, number 2, Jake McKenzie. Sorry, Chris, I interrupted you with some action.
No. Falls ihr Fragen habt, hier, die YouTube-Viewers, bitte stellt die ruhig an. Deutsch, Englisch kann man das alles hinkriegen. Falls es Spanisch oder sonst irgendwas, dann werden wir Probleme haben. Aber das kriegen wir auch hin irgendwie. Wie gesagt, stellt euch die Fragen, falls ihr irgendwas nicht kopiert oder nicht verstanden hast. Wir geben uns Mühe, dies zu beantworten.
First pitch, McKenzie in there for a called strike. Eine Frage auf Englisch oder Deutsch. Beide ist schon. So, no balls, 1 strike to Jake McKenzie. Pitch is low and in the dirt, ball 1. This is wild card weekend, as after the full season has ended, we started wild card play. No swing, says first base umpire. First round of the wild card, Hünstetten took both games against the Dortmund Wanderers. Second weekend, Cardinals took both games against Dortmund Wanderers. Now 3 balls, 1 strike to Jake McKenzie. And this weekend has started off here in Hünstetten. There'll be 2 games in Hünstetten. McKenzie with a line drive into right field. Left field, my apologies. I'm looking at the runner now at second base. So we now have a runner in scoring position with no outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And coming up to bat now, our shortstop, number 9, Augustin Teixeira. Teixeira can do some damage with the bat. He was one of the leading leading batting average guys here in the DBL during regular season. There are 2 pitchers up warming up now for the Cardinals. First pitch to Teixeira, fouled back behind the press box. If there is a pitching change for the Cardinals, I will let you know who that is. On deck is Daniel Martins. Low, ball 1. Right now, Gobert is sitting at 84 pitches on the afternoon. The 1-1 is through, and Mendoza is around to score. It is an RBI single for Teixeira. Cutting into that lead is now 9-2. Still no outs. Runners at first and second. Brings up our starting second baseman, number 99, Daniel Martins.
Good start off for us in this inning now. Storm getting hyped, getting hot. Looking really good right at the moment. Let's see what the next batter brings. Let's go, Danny.
Yeah, Storm needs to keep the momentum going here. His first pitch swinging, high pop fly goes off the fence. 1 run is in. It is a no out RBI double for Danny Martins, just missing a home run by mere centimeters. That wind kept it in the ballpark long enough for the right fielder or the left fielder to watch it hit the fence.
He was robbed by the wind. If the wind hadn't been there, it was going over, hit the top of the fence line. The left fielder had no chance whatsoever to get to the ball. But a double with a run in. Now we have 2 more men in scoring position, no outs. And Toby the Swede looks like he's coming up to bat now.
Yes, it is Tobias Glimmerud. He'll be the next batter. Runners in scoring position, no outs for Storm here in the home half of the 5th inning. But there is a mound visit. Currently, Gobert is sitting at 86 pitches, and there are people throwing in the bullpen for the Cardinals. So we'll see what happens next. Taking a look at the list, I'm trying to see if I recognize any of the numbers down there as pitchers, but Not quite sure. If we do have a pitching change, I will let you know. Tea party is over at the mound. Coming up to bat, our first baseman, number 18, Tobias Glimmerud. On deck is Douglas Yoakum. First pitch is not in zone, ball one. In the dirt, but does not get past the catcher. Ball two. The 2-0 pitch is in there for a called strike right down the middle to Glimmerud. In the dirt, ball three.
3-1.
It is a 3-1 count, no outs, runner in scoring position.
Be significant for Toby. Let's see what he brings at him.
Let's see if Bill gave him a green light to swing. He did, and is a foul tip. Strike two. Full count now on Tobias. In the dirt, base is loaded, no outs. Good at bat by Glimmerud as he doesn't swing at a ball low in the zone. And that takes us to bases loaded, no outs. And Douglas Yoakum is coming up to bat.
Unfortunately, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. A lot deals with the sun and how hot everything is here. We're trying to get everything under control for you. Im Moment haben wir ein paar technische Probleme, aber wir versuchen so schnell wie möglich alles in den Weg zu leiten, dass ihr weiter gucken kann. Wie gesagt, falls ihr Fragen oder sonst irgendwas habt, bitte schreibt uns.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch, but Yoakum stays off. It's now 1 ball, 1 strike. Not sure what's going on, why the picture is frozen. Hopefully we can correct it. You can still hear us. That's at least better than nothing. Yoakum swings, hits a ball out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No outs, bases loaded. On deck is Phil Meyer. The 1-2 from Goebel. High, ball 2. It is a chopper to third, throws home, gets the force out made at home plate. Catcher did not have the ball. Realized he did not have the ball, quickly collected, stepped on home for the force. Still bases loaded, but now with 1 out.
Storm is still set up pretty well. And Phil Meyer up at bat right now. Let's see what Phil can bring. Nice solid hit would bring a lot for us here.
Absolutely. Phil Meyer batting now with teammates at every base. First pitch to him, swing and high drive. Unfortunately, it's a long strike 1 as he hit that ball out of play. Next pitch to Meyer, outside, ball 1. Not sure if anyone can hear what's going on. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties with the internet. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes as Meyer thought the pitch was inside, but it was under his hands. Home plate umpire said nope, it was in zone. And Phil Meyer strikes out looking on a pitch that he's not happy with. It was clearly high and outside. Home plate umpire ruled it a strikeout. Unfortunately, that's how out number 2 is recorded. Bases are still loaded, 2 outs, brings up Javier Montero. Big man with a big opportunity. Calls strike in the far outside of the strike zone. Not sure if the strike zone has expanded now that runners are in scoring position. Okay, ball up and inside, not called a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases loaded for Montero. And it is a swing right up the middle. 1 run is in. Glimmerud is in for a 2 RBI, 2 out single by Montero. Cut into the lead. It is now 9-5 with runners at second and first. And Kalamaram is up to bat.
A nice, solid, hard, what's called a pitcher killer shot. The pitcher got lucky. He was standing a little bit to the one side, right up the middle. There was no play for the second baseman or the shortstop, which was good for Storm. Let's see what happens now.
Marm is waiting, and first pitch to him in there for a called strike. Quickly, it is 0-2 on 2 pitches that are very quickly called strikes by the home plate umpire. I think he's trying to get the inning over with.
You can tell the pitcher's slowing down is getting to him. Almost all of his pitches have now been off-speed pitches, which was happening. He's coming around 90 pitch zone, 90 pitches, which will cause you to get tired and start hurting, especially with this type of weather.
Yeah, that is true. Marm fouled a pitch back, keeps the at-bat alive at no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Gets away from the catcher. Runners will move up 90 feet. Puts 2 runners now in scoring position, and Yoakum is coming around. No one is covering home plate. Safe at home is Yoakum. Safe at home is Yoakum. It is now 9-6. Yoakum was running all the way, full head of steam, wasn't stopping at third base. And I think, yep, Bill Dickman is laughing, wondering why Montero never came around to third base on that.
I believe he was too shocked at the moment, and good. The catcher took his time to go get the ball that got past him. The pitcher was not covering the plate, and Yoakum was wide awake running, and he never stopped. So.
Unfortunately, after that wild pitch, bringing around Yoakum to score, the third out is recorded. Going into the top of the 6th inning, Storm put up a very good crooked number. It is 9-6 Cardinals. We're back at the top of the sixth inning. Storm down 9-6. Unfortunately, I don't know what's being broadcast or not because we had internet issues here. It is a quick out number 1 to start the sixth inning as Marum was able to get Kimes out on 3 pitches. Coming up to bat is the left fielder, Goebel. First pitch is in there for a called strike. Marum looking good coming into the visitors' half of the sixth inning. A high foul ball makes it 1 ball, 2 strikes for Statler. Ball in the dirt makes it 2 balls, 2 strikes. That is a pop out caught by both second and the shortstop at the same time. Beautiful. sure if the connection's working. We'll try this again. We're trying to understand what's going on with the internet problem we have. Apparently, the heat is a factor here in the booth. The sixth inning is over. Storm do not score. We go now into the top of the seventh inning. Storm down 3 runs. Cardinals knocks